that the state has an agenda.
I was living in Berlin myself for a number of years, and I went to protests as well, to pro-Palestinian solidarity protests while the genocide was ongoing, and the reaction of the police against protesters is insane and completely disproportionate, and it's quite violent, and people would be arrested just for being there, or for saying something. So in that sense, I'm not surprised given the German context, but it is continuously shocking.
I've been thinking a lot about what my mother would say if I was involved in an action like this. She would, regardless of the politics, she would not be happy to see her son mixed up in a legal issue of this seriousness. How do you feel about your kids being accused of what they're accused of, having done what they allegedly have done? How are you as mothers thinking about this?
I can respond to that first.
Yeah, of course.
I can say I think about the people in Gaza and what's happening to them. And I'm glad that our children have stood up to such tyranny and injustice. It's very brave. They put their futures on hold, and what they're experiencing is nothing like what Palestinian people in Gaza are experiencing, and in the West Bank, let's face it. But this particular action was about a weapons factory that's targeting people in Gaza. So, yeah, they're very brave, and I'm very, very, very proud of them.
I think what has happened for me on a personal level is that watching the way that the five are being treated by the German state has made it clearer and clearer to me what Daniel and I are close, and we would have spoken pretty much every weekend, and I would have heard in detail about what was happening on the demonstrations, and Daniel's increasing sense of frustration that doing things that are legally sanctioned is not effective at all, because the state is not interested in listening to protests. And so what has happened for me personally is that being at the sharp end of this experience now and watching, so like Nikki, I was also sexually assaulted by one of the search guards on entrance to the court on the 4th of the 5 days that there have been so far. The sense of violence and intimidation in the courtroom, despite bulletproof glass. I mean, the public is in a bulletproof glass enclosure as well. It's not just the five, and the lawyers and the judges are cut off from the others as well. So, the sense of permanent violence that's meted out is really, really strong. And then watching just what the procedural violence of a judge who says no to everything, it's sort of made powerfully clear to us, to everybody involved in this, that the state has an agenda